How can a Slack message trigger or diffuse a trauma response 2000 miles away? And why the heck does it matter? My name is Ravi Verma. I'm the org whisperer at orgwhisperers.com, and I have 25 plus years in the tech industry, mostly in leadership roles. I want to tell you a story that's very close to my heart. Some time ago, I entered into a conflict with a group of colleagues who also happened to be very dear friends of mine. And as the conflict was unfolding on Slack, I was posting messages about what I was going through, and the conflict was escalating. And as the conflict was escalating, I was becoming mindful of some very familiar patterns inside of me. I noticed I got hurt. A very tender part of me got hurt by something that my colleagues had said, and the old Ravi would have immediately gone into warrior mode, where a very angry part of me would have taken over, trying to protect the tender part of me, and would have just lashed out at the people who that part of me felt were trying to hurt the tender part of me. I've been there, done that so many times, and I have ruined relationships that mattered to me. This time I had a nanosecond of a pause and the ability to choose. How do I show up? Luckily for me, these colleagues happen to be very kind and loving and caring women. And they made it safe for me to try a different energy. They helped me access a part of me which I rarely access in conflict, a kind and loving part. And so on the Slack message, I said, no matter what happens, I am optimistic we will find a way to resolve this with love. And I put a hug emoji. And it turns out that me doing that was the turning point. 2000 miles away, my female colleagues, unknown to me, were experiencing trauma responses when they were reading my Slack messages. I'm 2000 miles apart. I am not a physical threat to them. However, they've had such unpleasant experiences being in conflict with men in the past that my behavior, unknown to me, is triggering trauma responses. And what they're probably thinking to themselves is, oh my God, this is not going to end well. This is not going to end well. It never ends well when you get into a conflict with a guy. I have no idea this is happening. Later on, my colleagues told me how my behavior in terms of the messages I was sending both was triggering a trauma response and then kind of diffused the trauma response when I put the hug emoji. Why is this important? It was on that day that I realized how much power I have as a male, especially in the male dominated tech industry. I have gone through more than 25 years of my career in tech unaware at the impact I have had on a lot of people. Either I have inflicted trauma through my actions, my words, or I may have triggered pre existing trauma. And I had no clue. So I made it a mission to be a more trauma informed leader in tech for two reasons. One, I don't use my position of power and privilege in tech to create new trauma. And second, to be more skillful in not triggering pre existing trauma. So, if you would like to help me make tech a kinder, more humane place where leaders with power and privilege are more trauma informed, I would love to partner with you. Send me a comment or send me a direct message. Until our next conversation, thank you. Bye bye.